Tension in the West Philippine Sea reached a new peak after Chinese state media claimed that bomber formations were deployed during recent joint patrols by the Philippines, the United States, and Japan. But the Philippine military says this is not true. According to the Armed Forces of the Philippines, no Chinese bomber formations were detected anywhere near the joint drills. This directly contradicts China's narrative released through state-owned Global Times. Chinese media claimed the PLA Southern Theater Command launched a bomber patrol in response to the Trilateral maritime exercise. But the AFP stressed that nothing of the sort appeared on their radar or surveillance systems. The PLA spokesperson accused the Philippines of colluding with external forces, referring to the US and Japan. China alleged that these activities undermine regional stability and escalate tensions in the South China Sea. Manila quickly rejected the accusation, stating that the drills were planned long before the Chinese report and were conducted professionally, safely, and within Philippine maritime zones. The joint drills, known as the Multilateral Maritime Cooperative Activity, were held from November 14th to 15th. This marked the 13th iteration of the exercise and already the 8th conducted this year alone. The AFP deployed some of its most capable naval assets, such as the BRP Jose Rizal and BRP Antonio Luna, along with an advanced AW-159 anti-submarine helicopter. The U.S. Navy sent the powerful Nimitz Carrier Strike Group, including the USS Nimitz, and 3 Arleigh Burke-class destroyers. Their presence immediately caught international attention. Japan also joined, sending the JS Akabono and its SH-60K Seahawk helicopter. The coordinated naval movements demonstrated deepening security ties among the 3 nations. The Philippine Coast Guard added 2 ships, BRP Melcora Aquino and BRP Cape San Agustin. Their role focused on maritime domain awareness and search and rescue procedures. Training activities during the drills included anti-submarine warfare, cross-deck helicopter operations, and joint reconnaissance missions. These skills are vital for countering increasing Chinese assertiveness. The AFP emphasized that these exercises strengthen their ability to protect sovereign rights. They also reinforce partnerships with countries committed to a free and open Indo-Pacific. China frequently objects to such activities, insisting that the South China Sea falls under its jurisdiction. This remains despite the 2016 Hague ruling, which rejected China's sweeping claims. The Philippines, however, continues to increase cooperation with allies as part of a long-term strategy to counter China's growing military power in the region. Although China denied escalation, the narrative about bomber flights raised concerns. Analysts believe the reports were meant to intimidate Manila and undermine the trilateral drills. But the AFP's firm statement debunking the alleged bomber presence signals confidence in both its surveillance capability and its diplomatic position. As tensions rise, the Philippines is steadily expanding defense ties, not just with the US and Japan, but also with Australia, South Korea, Canada, and the UK. This marks a growing international coalition aimed at maintaining stability in the Indo-Pacific, especially as China intensifies militarization in disputed waters. The West Philippine Sea has become one of the world's most volatile maritime flashpoints. Each new encounter or claim risks triggering a larger confrontation. China's massive fleet of naval vessels, Coast Guard ships, and maritime militia continues to overshadow the Philippines' limited capabilities. But Manila says alliances help restore balance. Meanwhile, the U.S. Navy continues robust operations in the region. Its presence signals a commitment to defending allies and ensuring open sea lanes for global trade. Japan, meanwhile, is expanding its military role. Its participation in joint patrols marks a new era for Tokyo, as it shifts toward a more active defense posture. For China, these growing alliances are seen as threats. Beijing routinely issues statements urging countries to stay out of what it calls its internal maritime region. But international law is clear. The West Philippine Sea belongs to the Philippines. China's actions violate exclusive economic zone rights as defined under UNCLOS. The Trilateral drill sends a message countries will not bow to China's intimidation. Instead, they are increasing cooperation to preserve maritime freedom. Even without Chinese bombers appearing, the misinformation campaign highlights China's aggressive information warfare tactics. These strategies aim to sway public opinion and create confusion. Experts warn that China's narrative could be a pretext for future military moves, including actual bomber patrols or increased naval pressure near Philippine ships. But for now, the Philippines remains firm. The joint exercise was a success, and China's claims hold no basis in reality. The AFP emphasized transparency and professionalism throughout the drills. They maintain that no unusual Chinese aircraft or bomber formations were present. As the region heads toward 2026, maritime tensions are expected to rise further. Both sides are preparing for potential long-term confrontation. The Philippines continues to modernize its military, acquiring new ships, drones, radars, and aircraft from allies to keep pace with rising threats. With China asserting more aggressive behavior and allied countries responding with stronger support from Manila, the balance of power is difficult to predict. What remains certain is this: the South China Sea will stay at the center of global attention, and even small encounters can spark major geopolitical consequences. As of today, there is still no confirmation of any Chinese bomber presence. What was confirmed, however, was the success of the Trilateral drills. The AFP says it will continue to conduct more joint maritime activities with allies, ensuring Philippine sovereignty is protected. China's pressure may continue, but the Philippines is no longer isolated. The support of powerful allies helps deter aggression. The world is now watching closely. Each development in the West Philippine Sea shapes the future of Indo-Pacific security. Will China escalate further, or will diplomacy prevail? These questions remain unanswered as tensions escalate. For now, one thing is clear: misinformation, military drills, and strategic posturing are all part of a much bigger struggle unfolding in the region. The Philippines, backed by allies, is more determined than ever to defend its rights under international law. And despite China's claims, reality on the water tells a different story, one of cooperation, preparedness, and rising regional unity. The AFP's denial of the bomber report reinforces that the Philippines maintains situational awareness and strong intelligence capabilities. The Trilateral exercise wrapped up smoothly, with all vessels and aircraft returning home safely. But the message they left behind echoes loudly. The Philippines is no longer standing alone in the West Philippine Sea, and every joint patrol strengthens deterrence against future provocations. As tensions persist, the region braces for what could be the next major incident. But this time, the world is watching together. The truth remains clear: no Chinese bombers were present, and the Philippines, along with its allies, stands firm against intimidation. In this evolving crisis, unity, transparency, and cooperation may be the Philippines' greatest weapons, and as long as partners stay committed, the West Philippine Sea will remain open, secure, and protected against threats, no matter how powerful.